Welcome to episode 4 of the After the Bell podcast. How's your week been, Harvey?
It's been great, actually. The sun's shining as we're recording, so...
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm about to go have a barbecue after this recording. The weather's treating us very nicely, which is a rare occurrence in England.
I hope it's actually like this on Friday when it's sent out, because that'd just be great.
Yeah, people listening to it in the garden with a nice pint of whatever. Anyway, this week's episode, we have a very special guest. We have Aaron Waring, who goes to Welbeck Defence Sixth Form College in Leicestershire, England. This basically trains up young students who are sort of ready to go into military life.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah, it's a very unique sort of school life, and I'd be very interested to find out more about, life at that boarding school. So
yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting story, actually. We've pre-recorded the episode, but Aaron did really well as well for the third
he
guest.
actually taught me a lot.
Yeah, you're thinking of going now, aren't you?
Well, can't turn time, but
turn back
if I
time.
could, then yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy the episode. This week we have Aaron, as explained in the intro. He is a student at Welbeck Defence Sixth Form. Is that right?
Yeah, Defence Sixth Form College.
Yeah. So
DSFC.
So that's very different to sort of normal sixth form life, I guess. So do you want to sort of give a brief overview of the college?
So the college is it's a development for military life for A-level students. So it bridges the gap between being finished in your GCSEs and going in as an officer.
Right. Do you sort of sit exams at the college?
Yeah, it's just like a normal A-level boarding school, really, but with the military aspect to it, which makes it different to all the rest.
And, okay, so it's quite different from your, like you said, Harry, your standard sixth form college education, but what made you want to go to a defence sixth form rather than just a regular one? Have you got aspirations in the British Army, or...?
Well, it's not just the Army, it's a quad service, I believe that's what it says. So it's got the Navy, the Army, the RAF, and DENS, which is like the Ministry of Defence people that don't actually want to go out and patrol with the guns and all that. They just want to chill out in an office doing nothing.
So you're definitely on the guns side of things more than the office side.
Yeah, at the minute I'm going in as a Royal Navy officer, so going on the boats, the submarines, that type of stuff.
So have you been on boats and training and stuff like that?
Well, we don't do the proper, in-depth training stuff, but we have done mini exercises. So one time we spent a few days out in a field on an RAF base, and we did some military stuff, shooting some guns. Are
those them photos on your Instagram?
Yeah, that's where
we'll
from.
Insert them on the video now, because I saw them and I thought that just looked so cool, because I guess that was during, was that an educational trip, or was it just for fun?
Well, it's more like a fun weekend out, really. Cause,
what was it exactly?
The gun I was using was just a standard shotgun for shooting clays. So, they shoot the little things out and then you have to go and shoot it in the air, yeah.
Right, okay, so where is this base? Because it's pretty far away from where we are now, or is it close? Because you're bored, don't you?
Yeah, well, the actual Welbeck Defence Sixth Form is in Woodhouse Eaves, which is not too far away from Loughborough.
Right, okay.
So, around, the Leicestershire, Nottingham area, that's where you'd find it.
Mm-hmm.
And so were you spending sort of a term there and then coming home for half term, or the normal breaks that sixth form get? Would you be coming home for that?
Yeah, it's roughly the same as the sixth form because it is just a boarding sixth form college. But some of the holidays are a bit longer for us because obviously we're there working. We work Monday to Saturday, unlike some schools. So we actually have to do work on Saturdays as well. But Sundays are our day off.
And so do you still have a specific timetable then for the Monday to Saturday where you got to get up for this lesson at 9 or whatever? Or is it more relaxed, sort of do the work when you want, sort of university kind of vibe?
No, there it is very much military style. You get up, So I normally get up about 6:30 to 7:15, normally, Monday to Saturday, every day. And then I'll get a shower. We all have to be down. My boarding house, which is Trenchard, we all have to be down, the lower sixth boys, because it's the year 12 and year 13. So we have both year groups there. And there's some girls at the college as well.
Oh, right. So it's mixed with both.
Yeah, it is mixed.
Yeah.
But mostly boys, as you can imagine.
So they've got dining facilities and everything there that you would need, so you don't have to leave, I'm guessing. Yeah,
you pretty much live there full on. The only thing you need to go out for every now and then is like if you wanted some new shampoo gel or something.
So is it sort of like a campus like university? Is there like shops like nearby specific for the sixth form, or is it more just the sort of food facilitating areas?
Well, at the college they have the dining hall, which we have our standard 3 meals at, but you can optionally choose to miss Saturday evening and the Sunday. So right, Saturday evening you could go out to like the local area and go out for a meal, and Sunday you can just go out for the full day pretty much.
Yeah, so you say you've got that Monday to Saturday timetable. So what does your Sunday tend to look like? Is on the day off?
Yeah, so Sundays you kind of chill day, so you get up more like 9 o'clock-ish, because they do...
It's still very early for me.
Yeah, compared to most people, but when you're getting up at 7 every morning, 9 o'clock is a lovely lie-in.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So we get up, go for breakfast, because it's pancakes on Sundays and hash browns, which are the best.
Wow.
Sounds good.
And then you just kind of chill out, you can do whatever during the day. You can go out into Loughborough, as long as you're in the local area, they don't really care what you're doing. But what I tend to do is, me and a few of my boarding housemates will go to like the gym, we'll go to the squash court, we might go for a swim, something like that.
Yeah.
And are they all like free of charge on the site?
Yeah. We all get access to them because we're there, but sometimes we can't go in like the swimming pool because they'll have people there, and there's also a massive like football astroturf that you can use football and hockey. So sometimes they'll have people in there, but Sundays it's free, so you can just go out, have a kick about, play hockey if you really want.
Wow, sounds really like the life.
So in your lessons, like what exactly do you do? Is it sort of A-level education and then with extras added, or just quite different?
No, it's pretty much the same as A-levels, but we do AS as well, which is the year 1 examination. So we were meant to be doing AS obviously this year, but got cancelled.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's going to happen there then? Because obviously you can't do that at the moment.
No, so we'll be the same as A-level students in GCSE, where we'll get our predicted grades from work throughout the year and reports. So in August time we should get our AS results.
Yeah. So it sort of it must be a bit harder for you adapting back to home life more than sort of us who are here every day still. Are you sort of enjoying the time back at home, or would you much rather be back at Welbeck?
It's weird to say, like when you're at college you're like, this is hell, every day it's non-stop. But now that I've been home for so long, there's one thing I want to be, and that's back there, because it's just so much fun when you live, and they're like brothers and sisters pretty much when you're at college. Like you live with them, you eat with them. So you even, as a year 1 student, you have to sleep in a room with 2 other students.
Oh, wow.
So I have to share with 2 other kids, and you have to swap rooms, so, you have different roommates, some that you like, some that you don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty intense, but I guess, like you said, it builds this sort of community and friendships that you aren't going to get in a regular sixth form, because you're just not spending as much time together and eating with each other necessarily. And yeah, that's probably quite a nice thing about it. Like you said, that's why you want to go back right now. How has this all, like, I'm guessing you're at home now, are you doing schoolwork, or what kind of stuff are they sending out for you?
Yeah, so like most schools, so we're getting sent stuff. It's called virtual Welbeck. That's what we're doing. So we get sent work like we would during timetabled lessons. You're meant to stick to like when you would, but obviously you don't have to get up early as long as you're doing the work and sending it back. So you get sent work for lessons. Some will have like Zoom calls, but Microsoft Teams, stuff like that. Other lessons, they'll just send you the work and expect it back by the end of the day.
So you're talking sort of about like how strict they are, like virtually over, technology, but like say in like when you're actually there at the college, you said about the strict times, getting up like 6:45, 7 a.m. What are sort of like the punishments, if you will, like because I imagine it to be like quite harsh considering it's like a military school and like very strict.
Yeah, they want you to take everything seriously, even though it's not proper, you're not in the military, but it's preparing you, so they want you to take it seriously. So, like, if you miss breakfast and you're late to stuff, you'll get, like, show parades, which sound quite weird if you have no idea what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
Like, at first, you're like, what's a show parade? Oh, we have work parades, or work parties. But what that is like, the show parade, so an example is you'll have to go to the sports hall during your break time, which is your 20 minutes free between period 2 and 3. And then you'll have to show up in the uniform. It might not be the uniform you're wearing for that day because we have to wear different uniforms on different days.
Right.
So some days will be in like a blue shirt, tie, a jumper. And other days it'll be like the proper like camo army stuff with the boots and the beret. But you'll have to be in a specific uniform. It'll have to be up to a good standard, and you have to wait there, and they inspect you at the same time.
Wow. So it is really quite like very different from like a normal detention type thing.
Yeah, it's not like sitting in the classroom for half an hour doing nothing. You actually have to prepare for it, spend time doing it.
Yeah.
And sort of if that carried on, missing breakfast or like misbehaving, what do you reckon can you get like expelled from the college?
Yeah, so if you do carry on, then you'll have meetings with the important people, which is like the senior members of staff and the principal, and then obviously you talk over it. And if they are really having problems with you, then you can get kicked out of the scheme, which really
So in that aspect, it's quite similar to a normal sixth form. Because same applies there.
Yeah, you've got to work hard to stay there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right, so how does this differ to your previous education? Because you went to the same secondary school as us, so we've like shared the same teachers and everything. How much is it changed? Or, I mean, obviously there's the intensity there.
Well, because there's like minimum grades you have to get in, because they have some standard of students that they want at the college.
Mm-hmm.
So majority of students achieved like 6s and 7s, and then there's a few that are like all 8s and 9s.
Right.
So we're all around the same level of smartness.
Yeah.
So classes are a lot more like, they're different because say at secondary school, some of your classes are mixed, like your sciences.
Yeah.
And you'll have students that don't want to be there, they'll just sit about, mess about.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas here, they're all very motivated. Like, the majority of them want to be here. They've earned their place to be here.
Yeah.
They really do want to work hard.
So does that mean that, like, from my question about, like, the misbehaving, does that not happen very often then?
No.
Based on that?
Like, some lessons, the classroom will just be silent. As soon as the teacher's talking, it's completely quiet. You do your work, and then you finish your work, and then that's it. It's very much strict.
So that's quite a change, because there's that academic standard that you have to get in, and then everyone's sort of motivated, like you said, as opposed to just a regular secondary school.
Yeah, with most secondary schools, you find the odd kid that really works hard, and then half the others don't really care, and there's some that really do just make the teachers day and night. Yeah.
So you feel you made the right decision going there? I mean, we're almost a year in now, and you don't regret it?
No, not at all. Definitely, it was the right choice for me, I think, because I was all right at school, but I needed like the motivation to do well, to perform better, and here I get it a lot. Like,
That's
you
great.
just want to be better, so then you're like the rest of them and you want to achieve more.
Yeah.
Compared to when you're at secondary school, you just want to be with your mates and have a laugh.
Do you find there's less distractions at the sixth form you're at compared to maybe like one in like, so like our sixth form is in the town we live in, so you've got the distractions of everywhere, and you know like you can go to this place or that place, but like with a new surrounding, do you think there's less or more distractions?
Well, there's barely any distractions, honestly. The biggest distraction is your phone. But if you leave it in your room on charge, then you've got no distractions at all. Like,
so do you not have like TVs in the rooms, or like a gaming area or anything like that?
Well, in our boarding houses, we have like a TV in the common room. Like it's not a standard common room where everyone goes. It's your boarding house's common room,
Right.
and that's got a TV in it, so you can watch movies and laptops. But you can't do that throughout the day. It's only during specific times that they allow you to like chill out.
You must feel quite isolated, like from the rest of the world at points, because you are, you know, spending so much time there and, you know, living and sleeping and eating there. Then, yeah, like you said, it's only your phone that's connecting you to like everyone else.
Definitely is.
You mentioned the like your houses that you're in. Are they sort of more like sort of a family vibe than sort of like the houses we had at our old school? Because not necessarily a family vibe, but like
a brotherhood.
Do you think the houses are more distinguishable than they were at like our secondary school, where it was literally just like you had a 10-minute phone time with them?
Yeah, compared to just wearing the tie.
Yeah,
there's definitely more. So we do inter-house sporting events like you would at a normal secondary school, but they're much more like intense.
Yeah, is it much more like competitive between the houses?
Definitely. Like we do like rugby, football, like loads of different sports. We even did a tug of war in our house, and it does get really competitive. Like everyone we get given like orange vests and like other sports get like the orange socks for my house anyway.
So is your house colour orange?
Yeah.
How many are there in total?
There's 5 different houses. There's
right.
Portland, Allenbrook, Stirling, Trenchard, which is mine, and Nelson.
So and are they all specific names to do with like
different military people? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you miss any aspects of like the traditional education that you grew up with compared to Welbeck, or friends and family, just because you have to stay somewhere else?
Well, it's going to be different for everyone really, because you know how much you spend time with your friends and family is completely different for everyone. Like some people absolutely love their family to pieces. They'll spend every minute of the day with them, you know. But for me, it was more, I'll go out with my mates, you know, we chill out on the weekends, we'll meet up after school. So it's a bit weird because when I'm there, I don't get to spend time with my mates, really. It's like the only ones I have.
Did you find that transition hard, moving from like your secondary school friends and like the people you hung out with to like sort of not seeing them at all until like the odd occasion that you came home?
Yeah, it was hard because, you know, when you have such good friends that you've been with for like so many years, you want to spend the time with them, you want to meet up with them. But the only contact you really have is your phone, like messaging them on Snapchat, seeing their Instagrams or something like that.
Yeah, I suppose you are sort of more used to that situation because you did join our secondary school a couple of years. Was it year 8 or 9?
Summer of year 8, yeah.
So you sort of already been through that transition a couple of times. But I guess this one was a bit harder because you were moving away from your family as well.
Yeah, you know, there's quite a big thing at the start where it's like if you miss home, you know, just talk to them, ring them every week or something, because it does get weird. Like there'll be times when you spend like 5 weeks straight there and you won't have seen your family, you won't have seen your friends, you'll have literally just been at college for 5 weeks straight.
So did you find making the new friends fairly easy? Was it just sort of good friends with who you're sharing a room with, or did you go out your way to maybe make different friends?
It's obviously it's different for everyone, isn't it? How you make friends. Some people bond over different things, but I think for me it was quite easy. You know, I've done it before. I've done it a couple of times, moving schools and stuff. But when I was playing, we had to do some rugby tryouts, and that's when you see other people that are into sports.
Yeah.
And then we have to do lots of bonding stuff at the beginning to make, because they're friends with everyone and know everyone's name. So you do like different activities that gets you close to the people that you are with. So then you find out what they're like.
Surely most people who go, like, they don't all know. It's not like you're joining a new school necessarily. Like, everyone's new, right?
Yeah.
So you're all in the same boat in that sense.
Yeah, and we had the year above. There's like the prefects, so like the peer mentor type people that are there to help with us year 12s before all the other year 13s come back, so we get to know each other.
Yeah, that's nice. So where do you see your future going after this, or next year and beyond? Is it in the British Army or different aspects of it? Like, what have you got a plan for the future?
Yeah, well, the scheme I've joined is called the DETAS scheme.
Right.
Defence Technology Undergraduate Scheme or something like that. But it's basically for us young people that have just left secondary. And we join Welbeck, do 2 years, hopefully get some good A-levels. And then we go on to one of the universities that they're linked with. So there's 11 universities we get to pick from. And we have to go to one of them after and do a bachelor's degree in some type of STEM course.
Oh, right.
So like science, technology, engineering, that stuff, maths. And they have specific courses for different roles. So like the Army have different degrees that they get to pick from the Navy and the RAF.
Yeah.
So we have to do one of them. We get to pick one of the different degrees. And then after that, we go on to like initial officer training. So like specific places go to different like areas to start doing actual military training.
Right. Are you leaning to one of them like more than the other?
Yeah, well, when you join the program, you have to go to what they call like the Army Reserve places or something.
Right.
And you have to decide which force you want to be in and what role you want to think you are.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I was like, I wanted to be in the Navy and I wanted to do some type of engineering, so I picked one of them. And then I go in as a Royal Navy student, hoping to go into the Navy. So then after my uni degree, I'll go to Dartmouth, BRNC, the Britannia Royal Naval College, and that's where I'll do a couple of years of training to become a Royal Navy officer.
Wow, so you've got quite it's all quite planned out for you. If you just choose your choices, and then I guess you've got like...
Nice to see some people's futures are planned out.
Yeah, you literally tick a couple of boxes and you just go like this, you go, there you go.
Yeah, next 5 years.
A-levels,
there's your future. So am I right in thinking the college is paid for, so it's not free each term?
No. It depends for different students because they know that all these students are from different backgrounds, so they take that into account. So there's different price brackets for how much your family income is. So if you live with a single mother, she's not going to be able to fork out 30 grand a term, is she?
Yeah.
So they take that into account, and then you have to pay a certain amount depending on how much your family income is, like the household.
So do you think the pricing scheme's sort of reasonable for the facilities you get and like the experience?
Yeah, for a boarding college, I think what I'm paying is reasonable for it. But obviously, for some of we have private students at our college, so like people that they don't have to join, they don't have to go to the uni, they don't have to do all the stuff that we do. They're just at Welbeck for the A-levels.
Right.
And they pay much more than we do, but there's only a few of them at our college.
Well, I've loved to hear about the college. I honestly knew nothing about it going into this, but genuinely it's been really interesting.
Would you fancy it, Harry?
You know what? Aaron has sold it to me. I'm not much of a hands-on like military person myself. But honestly, like I've always wanted to sort of experience a boarding school.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that'd be really cool, because it gives off the vibe of just like one big sleepover. But I guess it's a bit more than that. But yeah, no, I would have looked into it if I'd have known all of that.
Yeah.
But moving on to the little segment we do, which is the film or TV show of the week. So what was it? The TV series? Did you pick?
Netflix, The Last Dance. What a series that is.
So do you want to just explain a little bit about it for anyone who doesn't know?
Yeah, so The Last Dance is a documentary filmed about Michael Jordan, which is the famous basketball player that you should all know.
Absolutely.
But it just goes into his life and the background and his important games and just what it was like to be with the celebrity that was one of the biggest and best basketball players there ever is.
Yeah, honestly, that really does tick all the boxes for me. I do need to watch that, because over quarantine, I got a basketball hoop for my birthday, and I've just been in the garden shooting threes ever since. No, but Harvey said before we started recording, that he'd watched the tiny segment.
I watched like 20 minutes of the first episode. I had no idea what was happening. Because I know nothing about like American sports, and I just didn't even know. I knew who Michael Jordan was, but I didn't know who he played for or anything like that. But I felt captivated. Like, I want to watch the rest of the episode at least. But it came out this year, didn't it? It's pretty new.
Yeah, it's very recent.
Is he like the actor in it? Is it like acting, or is it like real footage?
No, it's a documentary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's documentary.
It's a documentary.
So they go to his house and other players' houses, opponents' houses, and find out like what it was like back in like it was the 80s and 90s, around when it was what it was based on. And they have like unreleased game footage and like background, because they had an actual camera crew for one of the seasons.
Oh right.
So like it was like background information on it, or behind the scenes stuff.
So do you think he's the greatest of all time then, or
MJ is the GOAT? He has to be.
do you think he is the GOAT?
Yeah.
I think it's a toss-up between, him, LeBron, and obviously Kobe, but I think they're all GOATs in their own right, but I just overall think Jordan's legacy is more...
It's unbeaten, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, LeBron's getting close. We'll have to see. I feel like we're speaking gibberish to Harvey.
Harry, this is like last week when me and Dan were talking about Star Wars. This is...
Yeah, I mean, no, I knew what you were talking about with Star Wars, but it's just sort of... I hadn't seen any of that, so,
I'm still wondering what a GOAT is. So
the greatest of all time.
Oh,
it's
right. Okay.
It's the acronym for it.
Okay, fair enough.
He thinks we're talking about the animal.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Really, we've reached our time limit for this episode. Sorry, Aaron.
Sorry.
Thanks for coming on though and speaking to us.
It was alright.
Thank you very
I enjoyed it.
You're our fourth guest now. Fourth?
Third guest, fourth episode.
Third guest, fourth episode.
Yeah,
knows more than you.
Yeah. So thanks for coming.
Right, so thank you very much.
Cheers. Right. So that was our interview with Aaron, talking about military school. It sounded really cool, and he did a pretty good job actually, considering he was speaking fluently and everything like that, and he was telling us interesting stuff. So yeah, definitely worth having him on actually.
Yeah, it was definitely an informative video. I guess sort of a little taster if anyone listening was wondering what to do after GCSEs or anything.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably something that people don't really consider, but actually probably may be interested if they were willing to go down that route.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like unless you're dead set on that from like the age of 5, I feel like it's unlikely that you'd look into something like that. But I think it's got... Did you say about 380 students?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many... I'm guessing there's more than one up and down the country. So...
yeah, there'll be several, I'm sure.
Yeah, but still, they're not huge numbers considering, that sort of trains you... one of the best ways to train you up to going into the military. So it's definitely an option if you're looking to do anything sort of army-based. It's definitely an option to look into.
Yeah, definitely. Please make sure to check out all our links to Apple Podcasts, Spotify and SoundCloud if you're not listening on them, or have a watch on YouTube if you'd find that interesting. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week, won't we?
Yes, we will. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Bye.